I could be wrong, but then again, I looked at the messages and I wasn't wrong. But I could have sworn that you had agreed to at least try to watch some of Dorohedoro.
I'm pretty sure I said that shouldn't be a problem.
But it turned out to be a big problem.
Well, Josh, one of us works 2 jobs.
Yeah.
One
of us does. Yeah.
And maybe, I had been planning to go to the beach for about a month now. And I made a decision in life. And, as much as I would like to be one of you, non-essentials.
Oh, wow. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude, I don't care that I'm not essential because, luckily.
I think he's kind of used to it.
I was going to say, luckily, the government's helping me out a little bit.
Oh, Uncle Sam? That guy? Ugh, barf.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll take anything right now. Okay, I'll take a fingy right now. Okay?
A fingy from Uncle Sam. That's
I'll take a fingy from Uncle Sam
every
right
week.
now. And, so being, as you say, non-essential, it's not so bad. It ain't so bad.
No, look, I genuinely wish
What
I
do you
could
wish?
be. I want to play video games all day.
Okay.
You know how much it sucks? I guess I squeeze in 2 hours in an RPG and I'm like...
Oh, but it would suck a lot more if I told you that I was going to play a game with you and you were waiting for me to log on and I just never showed up.
I just think it should have been a red flag to when we weren't sending, or I wasn't sending the episode that I was watching.
Yeah, she goes.
Megan
I usually
will be
do
like,
that.
We'll be like, episode 2, and we're like, okay, all right.
That's how I sound. Episode 2.
Episode 2.
I do. All caps.
We know exactly, we know where Megan's at, and it kind of lets us know if we're falling behind or if we're good,
I was just...
The radio silence should have been the giveaway.
I really let it... I just didn't think we'd be doing that today. I really did.
Hey.
I got confused, and that's my excuse, not the beach.
Right,
Because
okay.
I definitely would have watched it had I known.
Okay, I knew.
Yeah,
the
he
whole
knew.
time.
I didn't. So I just used my arrogance as a little umbrella.
Right. On the beach. You used the
I did use
for
it.
shade.
I did use an umbrella on the beach.
You one of those people that brings an umbrella to the beach?
I brought an umbrella because the sun is sometimes too much for me, Cody.
Wow.
I get a little drained.
I just found out about organic sun lotion.
Okay, Cody, you already didn't watch Dorohedoro. Now I'm not going to talk about organic sunscreen with
I think you need to.
He doesn't need any sunscreen. He doesn't need any
I need more sun.
sunscreen.
I don't need to be protected from it.
Dude, the second you step outside, you will burst in the flames.
I'll have you know that I was walking around town the other day.
Is that why your skin is scorched red right now?
Oh, is that really what it is, you think? Scorched red? Is that what my skin is right now?
He's
Maybe
wearing the
it's because
Bakugo shirt.
Thank you.
Yeah, and he's actually fuming. And he's like,
oi. Well, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say maybe the red in the shirt is accenting the red in my skin right now.
No.
It's usually like that.
Yeah.
When you get mad.
When you get any sort of
And you're pretty
emotion,
mad, right?
your face just flushes red.
Yeah.
It's like,
Anyway.
wow,
And then you
it's
stick out
getting
your
deep.
tongue. And you lick your lips.
Wow.
But we did watch Dorohedoro.
We watched
We watched episode 1 and it was
episode 1.
great.
And you know what was so great about it? We watched it together.
Yes.
And I watched all 12 episodes.
By yourself.
100% by
Again.
myself.
Oh, 11 okay.
11 episodes.
11 episodes, but then you watched the first episode twice, one by yourself and then one with us.
So I watched.
Which was better? It was better watching with us? The first episode?
You want me to say it was?
There were
or-
some fun
Yeah.
little zingers.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
While you were busy looking up synonyms for
For
disappointment.
disappointment.
I heard you typing in fucking anger behind us as we're watching. You're like,
Dude, and I came up with a whole
synonyms
list. And what I was really upset about is that there's not a lot of synonyms for disappointment.
Yeah, all of those do not sound like real words.
I don't think they are.
I
Yeah,
think a
where
lot
did you
of those were for agitation. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, miffed is definitely
Agitation.
agitated.
Yeah.
You know, turns out disappointment's a strong word.
Real
and it's
quick.
accurate.
And it's a strong emotion
yeah
as well.
And I feel it.
Did you go on thesaurus.com or
Yeah,
did
I
you
went
just
on Thesaurus.
Google?
I went up to source.com.
Okay.
That's what I did.
No, we heard you angry typing as we were watching it.
Anyway, I have a little.
Why don't you tell us the synopsis of Dorohedoro?
Okay, but let me tell you this one little thing, idea that I have, and it might fit perfectly. I want to see if we can do this.
Okay.
Because just so the episode doesn't go too long,
Okay.
I had this idea, and it might work perfectly now since all you've seen is the first episode, is a little segment that we could do called 10-minute takes, right? Where we try to give you our take on something in 10 minutes. And I think so that the episode doesn't run super long, and since you guys have only seen the first episode, we could try this out. And if it works, cool. And if it doesn't, cool.
Okay.
But what better place and time than right now
10-minute
to try that 10-minute take. So Dorohedoro, and we can obviously go a little bit longer than 10 minutes, but Dorohedoro, what is the synopsis? First of all, I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the episode or not, but it turns out that the one of the artists who was an assistant to the main artist of Blame that we reviewed on a previous episode, the mangaka, who is a woman, she worked for as an assistant for that mangaka who wrote and drew Blame. And honestly, it kind of gives her negative points in my book a little bit.
Well, I mean, it was nice. It was nice to look at.
It was so cool to look at.
That's a plus.
And I know that's not me saying I have a problem with the show at all. The synopsis, by the way, is it's a Japanese manga series, yada, yada, yada. It tells the story of the amnesiac, reptilian-headed Kaiman working together with his friend Nikaido to recover his memories and survive in a strange and violent world. Now, that is one hell of a fucking synopsis right there. Now, having seen the first episode, again, I've seen all 12. How do you guys feel about the animation style, the world, the characters? Because I know it's a lot to take in. How did you guys feel about it?
I thought it was good from what I've seen, because I've seen like clips before from it. Not because when did it come out? It came out like 2018, 2019.
I think the anime.
The anime.
I think it came out last year.
Really?
I think so. I can look that up real quick just to double check.
Yeah, because I remember seeing clips before, and like I wasn't really about the style of it.
I feel like Beastars might have changed that.
It did, definitely, and that's where I was going. Beastars definitely opened my mind to that 3D motion captures type of style of animation.
Google says that Dorohedoro came out in Japan in January 2020.
Huh.
But I think because Netflix has, there's Netflix. We were talking about this where it feels like sometimes Netflix will just buy the rights to an anime that has previously existed. But then there are other anime that it feels like Netflix actually has a hand in helping make. I feel like Carol and Tuesday was kind of like that, and there are some other ones like that. And I feel like Dorohedoro was kind of like that as well. I could be wrong, but it says here that it came out in Japan in January of this year.
This year, okay. Then maybe it was like last season, or it was winter 2020.
Right.
It probably came out. Which makes sense. But on YouTube, there's clips and stuff. But it's just like I have no idea what's going on, but I just know these characters all look fucking crazy. Like they all look like, the character design is really cool. So that's what interested me. And then you mentioned that you wanted to watch it, and you mentioned that you wanted us to watch it.
I did mention that,
and I was excited. And then watching the first episode, it really hooks you. Like I definitely want to know what happened.
Yeah, I just wish I'd seen it sooner.
Okay.
What happened to my friend Cayman?
I mean, I will say this and it kind of does work out that you guys only saw the first episode because it forces me to not give away any spoilers. So this is obviously going to be spoiler free. But before I give my more, I guess, in-depth review of it or thoughts on it, Cody, what did you think of the first episode?
I liked it. I only had like one issue.
Which was?
When the spoiler for the first
episode.
She's like because all the wizards and stuff, they have like very obvious markings on their face.
Yeah, and they wear masks.
They wear masks or face paint or something, and it's always red. And then the female main character sees a guy with like a red mask. And he's like, I'm so hungry. He's like, oh, that's weird because normally we don't come here because wizards are here all the time. And then she just starts talking mad trash. I'm like, oh man. If I met the wizard that did the thing I saw, what a stupid, dumb piece of shit. And then it was too much of, he's right here.
Right. And they're called sorcerers.
And who just opens with that?
Yeah. They're called sorcerers. Maybe if you watched
what I say?
Wizards.
John, what's the difference?
You're right. But yeah, that part was I thought that part was kind of funny. It was maybe a little on the nose, but I thought it was pretty funny. I also thought the part, because I got to watch you guys watch the first episode, and there is a moment where Kaiman is going around and he's trying to find out who put this like spell on him, where now his head is a lizard head. He's trying to figure out who did that, and so he'll do this thing where he'll bite everybody's head, and they can see into his mouth, and in his mouth is another person, and they will say whether or not that sorcerer is the one who casts a spell on him, right? And then there's one scene where Kaiman demasks this sorcerer, and it's a woman, and it's a girl, and his reaction, he has such a big reaction to her being a girl. He's like, "Oh, it's a woman. She couldn't have possibly done this to me. I would have never allowed a woman to do that to me." Yeah, that was
hilarious. It just changed rapidly. They were both like, "A woman." And then he was just like, "Oh wait, I don't care," and then bites her head. Yeah. But it was just like, why that reaction? She's small. Like it was a small person.
Very small.
She's still there to ruin people's lives and kill them. But he's like, "Oh, she's cute. This changes my whole perception of what I'm doing. How can I? I'll do it anyway." And it's like, why? Like, she's still there to kill people.
Yeah, she's still there to practice her magic and just ruin people's lives.
But because she's a cute girl, like, that changes his whole, like, he's like blown away.
Yeah.
And that is that's a genuine point against the series for me.
Well, okay, that's all in the first episode. Yeah, I thought that part was pretty laughable too. But
what would you rate her?
On a scale of 1 to 5? I mean, she's adorable. Through the rest of the series, she becomes like a main character.
Yeah.
And she becomes more and more likable. And that is one thing I will say about this show is that the quote-unquote villains, they don't really feel villainous. You get to know them, and you kind of start to like them.
Oh, yeah, I'm assuming that the fun part with the wizard, like, he can't... I guess you need, like, your pointer finger to...
Sorcerer.
The sorcerer...
You're doing it on purpose.
You need their finger to do their sorcery.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like...
Thingy.
And so they're like, what do we need you to investigate this whole thing. He's like, "Don't worry, I got a plan." And he just brings a gun.
Right.
I thought that was fun.
I mean, that's, there are...
And I'm assuming, by the way, that I'm going to get more and more characterization of this guy, and you're going to be rooting for him. He's probably going to join the team.
Well, there are some people that are stronger than other people and weaker than other people. And, yeah. But, yeah, without giving too much away... you do get to know a lot more about him, too. You get to know about everybody, and that's what I really liked about it a lot.
I mean, I'm just going to say it. I don't want Kaiman to find out who... I want him to stay Lizard.
Right?
I want him to stay...
He looks dope.
Yeah, he looks super dope, and he needs to stop bitching about how dope he looks now.
Yeah, he looks fucking sick, dude. I kind of don't want him to get changed back at all.
Yeah, he needs to stay like that.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Beastars, the animation style, because it is that 3D kind of animation style, right? And I think a lot of people, now that they've seen Beastars and it kind of became the success that it is, like, I think people are more open to 3D animation because it was like stigmatized. Like, I feel like people, if they even saw that because of the Berserk anime that came out.
It was like Berserk, and then also Ruby. Do you know what Ruby
RWBY?
Yeah, that one too. Everyone was just kind of put off, but people that watched it loved it. It's just, I mean, I think now we're seeing more and more anime that are going to come out that look like that because it's just the technology, I think, is just getting better and better.
But at least now they're good.
Yeah.
Like, Dorohedoro is really, really good. And the world that it takes place in feels very lived in. There was an old movie that came out a long time ago called Tekken Kincrete. I don't know if either of you guys have seen it. It's beautiful. It's an anime movie. We have to watch it and talk about it eventually because it's amazing. But the world feels very similar, very cluttered and kind of grimy a little bit, but in a charming kind of way. It feels very lived in. And it's called Treasure Town in Tekken Kincrete. That's the name of the world. And in Dorohedoro, it's called The Hole. Such a crazy name for a place. Don't name your neighborhood The Hole.
I mean, it kind of is like a...
It's like a shithole.
Yeah, it's like a shithole.
Yeah, like if that was like a nickname they gave it, but if like that's like the city name, it's like what? Yeah. Who was the council?
Yeah, get these sorcerers out of my hole.
Yeah, was it always just so shitty? They were just like.
No, I think I think that the sorcerers kind of made it shitty. I think it was always kind of like kind of
grimy, ghetto,
maybe kind of ghetto, you know,
a little ghetto.
And
a city where there's a chance you'll get turned into like a horrifying monstrosity. There's a lot of people are just gonna leave.
Yeah.
Right.
So the people that you get left with the people that can't afford to not be turned into insects,
or also can fight,
or they're gonna take advantage.
But it doesn't feel like they have anywhere else to go. If it kind of feels like those people just end up dying instead of leaving because they have nowhere else to go. But anyway, it's all sad.
I mean, it's like real life.
It's like fucking real. It's like too real.
It's a little too real.
But yeah, dude, it's really, really good. You get to know the villains. The world feels lived in. The world becomes like its own character. It's got a level of mystery to it that I think is just the right amount. Every episode you're getting. What I love about mysteries that are handled this way is Erased was kind of like that a little bit, I guess, where you're getting fed just the right amount of answers to keep you, and each answer will give you more questions, but at least it's like a satisfying amount of answers versus questions. It doesn't feel like they're just piling up, and they're never going to pay off. It does feel like you're learning enough every episode. Having said all that, without giving anything major away, it does kind of feel like when you see a 12-episode series, and by the way, Dorohedoro has been around again for 20-something years. It's a manga that's been around for a very long time, and it was just turned into an anime. And I think it ended, so it started in 1999, and it ended in 2018.
Wow.
So it was a very long...
So it's a lot of volumes.
A lot of story. I didn't know that. When I watched it, no one told me this, but I was under the impression that it was going to be a self-contained kind of just like beginning, middle, and end story. It was going to be a completed story by the end of the 12 episodes. And I don't know where I got that expectation from, but it's not that at all.
So it does set up for a second season.
And again, without giving anything away, that's my one problem I have with Dorohedoro. I think it's super unique and beautiful and all of that. But I don't feel like enough, and I do feel like I was given enough information episode by episode, but I don't feel like enough happened by the end to make me really excited about season 2. I don't doubt that there's going to be a season 2. I think a lot of people are very excited about it, but
it should have been 24.
Yeah, it should have been 24 or yeah, because I understand they have to if they want to do the story justice, they have to stick to the manga, right? Mm-hmm. So I understand that they maybe couldn't have gotten to a more interesting point by telling it out of order. But yeah, maybe had they gone longer, maybe 24 episodes, they could have had a more satisfying ending. Because yeah, at the end of the 12th episode, dude, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but at the end of the 12th episode, I was like, there's more.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that.
I clicked on something wrong. Has to be 13. There has to be another episode, just because, not because of like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? But it's like, because like, nothing happened. Mm-hmm. Like, that can't be the end. Mm-hmm. It literally ends with like a scene that could be in the middle of the middle of the show. Oh, the cops, the Dorohedoro police are coming to get me. The anime police. But yeah, so I really did think that there was more. I was like, there has to be. It can't end like that. And again, not because it was like a mind fuck, because it was just so uneventful. Mm-hmm. Nothing was kind of resolved. But after knowing that there's so much more story, it does make me feel a lot better about that. I was just under the impression that they were just like, this is where it ends. It feels like they were just like, let's just have it end here because this is 12 episodes.
I wonder if that was like purposeful.
I don't know. And that could just be like a personal feeling that I had about it, but
we'll let you know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'd be nice if you could let me know today.